Hi everyone, it's Mel from My Paper Oasis. I'm back again tonight for a Sunday night live video for you all. Thank you all for your lovely thoughts last week when I was very unwell and couldn't do my video. So I do apologise for that, but I'm back again this week. And tonight I wanted to show you how to make an acetate card. So a few weeks ago in class, oh that's going to glare, a few weeks ago in class we made these acetate window cards. So they sit, it's going to be super hard for you to see, but they sit like this. And you can see the acetate window that you can decorate behind to see through. So they're still quite firm and solid. And this one we made with the Sending Love bundle. My gosh, the bundle with the little envelopes, and had lots of fun with that one. So I've been having a little bit of a play with them, so I thought that I would show you another one tonight that is completely different from this one. Okay, so tonight I've been having a lot of fun playing lately with the Frozen Treats bundle. I absolutely love the Frozen Treats bundle. So I had a play doing the same type of card, and this is the one that I made with the Frozen Treats bundle. So on the inside it's just got a bit of the designer series paper and a sentiment, and you can decorate that up more if you like. You can actually even put like a whole picture behind this bit so that's on the inside of the card. That looks really effective. So this is the one that I made earlier this week. So we're going to have a play with the Frozen Treats bundle, but I'm going to do another one different, slightly different to this one. Again, similar, but different. So I'm going to pop that one there, and I'm going to give you a very quick look at the Frozen Treats bundle. So the Frozen Treats suite has the Cool Treats stamp set with all of these fancy bits to make your own icy poles and ice creams and soft serves and sundaes and all those kinds of things, with lots of little sentiments to choose from and lots of little accessories. So you can put sprinkles on your cakes, and these are to put like an accent on your ice cream so it looks, you know, a little bit shiny and shimmery. So that's really cool. The entire bundle also has the Frozen Treats Framelits, which are fantastic. So these ones cut out your stamp shape, but also put that little bit of texture into the stamp that you've stamped. A little sundae bowl, little cherries and the ice creams and spots and spoons and scoops and sprinkles, and it's lots and lots of fun, this set. This is my photocopy sheet. I've taken to photocopying this now and putting it in because I can never ever ever get my framelits back where they belong. So that's those two. You can also get a whole array of washi tapes that go with this suite, which are really cool, all in the coordinating colours, obviously. There's these fancy little sprinkles that you can get, sprinkle embellishments. There's hundreds of these tiny little things that you can get to put over your ice creams. They are a little bit fiddly to put on, but they make the card look super cool. And the paper that you can get, the designer series paper. So it's, I'll see if you can get a little bit there. These two last sheets are single-sided because they're the glossy kind of, I don't know if you can see that there. Those two are the glossy and shiny kind of specialty thick paper. And the rest of the designer series paper, or DSP that we call it for short, has sundaes and ice creams and sprinkles and those kinds of things. So the Tasty Treats paper is super cool as well. Okay, so let's get on and we will make this card. So I'm going to do it slightly differently. I've got all my pieces, and I'm going to, this time I'm going to use a Watermelon Wonder base. So again, I've just let the colours of the designer series paper decide what colours I'm going to use for my card itself. So what you've got here, remember all the measurements will go up on my blog, but all I've done here is cut a full length of cardstock. So an A4 sheet of cardstock, I've cut it at 4 1/8 across here, so directly down the middle on the short side. And this piece is 7 7/8 inches long. So 7 7/8, and then I've scored it, if you can see that score mark here, at 5 7/8. And that's going to give us our little fold at the top here. So we're just going to bend that over and fold and burnish that down for the top of the card. Then what you're going to need is another small piece And this is again 4 1/8 wide, but it's just 2 inches wide. So the easiest way I've found is to cut your full length of cardstock, cut this piece at 7 7/8, and then just trim a 2-inch piece off the remaining bit that you've got, and that gives you your pieces for your card. So of course the other thing you need is a piece of acetate, which is this clear or window sheet is what we call it in our catalogue. And it's a bit tricky to see, but there it is. And that's what we're going to adhere first. So the easiest way to do that is by taking your little piece that you've got, and you need to run adhesive right near the edge of this piece. You don't want adhesive coming all the way down in case, you know, your window sheet doesn't catch it. So we're just going to run adhesive straight down, as straight as you can get on one edge. And then you're going to line up, obviously, the long side. This is 4 1/8 by 3 inches. You're just going to run that, and I turn it over so I can see where that adhesive is. So you want to cover the adhesive, otherwise it's going to stick to your card base underneath, and we don't want that. So just lining up your edges, if I can get this right. It's always a bit tricky around the camera. Lining up that edge and that edge, so it's straight, and just adhering it down. So that makes the inside of the front of your card, so if you can see that there. Then the easiest way to adhere it again is by applying adhesive to the edge of this inner piece of the flap. So running adhesive straight down as close as you can to the edge, not getting it all over your scratch mat so everything sticks to it later. And the easiest way I've found to do this now is line this up with the base of your card here and along your 2 edges here. Okay, so you're going to make sure it's nice and straight and exactly where it needs to be for a card, just as if you would, you know, fold your card in half and do it that way. So once you're happy with the placement, pop that down and then just simply fold this piece over the top and adhere it down. Now, if you do a 3-inch piece here, you'll see that you've got a little bit of extra room to play with. So it doesn't matter if you go a little bit more over your adhesive. You just don't want adhesive coming out from underneath. So that's the basis of my acetate cards anyway. That's how I make my acetate cards. So then you want to layer them up here. So for this one, I have got some pool party, and I've got the confetti piece of the designer series paper. The back of that is this crisscross pattern, which is great for the cones, but this is the designer series paper that we're going to pop on top. So these pieces are 4 inches long by 1 7/8 inch wide, and these pieces are 3 7/8 inch long and 1 3/4 inch wide. So I've just dropped them 1/8 of an inch as I've gone along. So we're just going to adhere those. If I can get my adhesive to work. Straight down. And around the edges. That's a bit crooked, never mind. Okay, so we're going to do that with the second piece and adhere that down. I hope you've all had a lovely weekend this weekend. The weather's been beautiful here. Okay, and now we're going to adhere these two directly to the card. So let's do that. Getting sticky bits everywhere. So you want one on the base, just like that. And if I can get it to roll again, it's all getting stuck underneath. And one for the top. Just nice even edges around when you apply it down. So that's pretty much your card front done. Now I'm going to do the inside. The inside I have just a pool party insert again with some white cardstock. So I'm just going to apply adhesive to this strip. And this is just a strip of the ice creams that I've cut from the designer series paper. And I'm literally just going to pop that in there. And I want to stamp this before I go any further and pop that inside the card. So the colours that I'm using this time is I'm going to use Peekaboo Peach. I'm going to show you how to make this kind of double look here. So I'm going to use Peekaboo Peach and I'm going to use Watermelon Wonder, but this time I'm stamping the sentiment on the inside of the card. So because Peekaboo Peach is lighter, I'm just going to ink up the entire stamp. And I tend to stamp a little bit more than halfway up. So halfway of your card, just above that, so that I can see the picture inside. So I'm going to stamp that one down. So that's all fantastic. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to give that a quick wipe off. Not much. And I'm going to use some washi tape to blanket out the other letters on there that I don't want. So along the word Sunday, so that way I can just tear off the excess. Oh, sorry, I'm doing that off camera. And on this side as well. And this is, sorry guys, this is a little bit tricky around the camera, so bear with me. So it's a great way that you can do different colours. If you do the lighter colour first, it doesn't really matter. Now this one's got a H that's a bit higher. So I'm going to make sure I've got a straight end cut for this. So you can see I've just trimmed off the edge here so that I can get a straight line up here because the H actually pops up. So you can mask out loads and loads of words by doing this. It just takes time and can be a little bit fiddly, and you might need to just, tear a little bit of the, washi tape around. So I'm just going to put a little bit more there because the top of that Y is showing. So now all I can see is the cherry. Because these are photopolymer, this makes this method really easy to do. So I'm going to ink up the cherry in my Watermelon Wonder. So you can see now I've got that all over that washi tape, but it's not over the lettering underneath. So I'm just going to peel that washi tape off now and pop it into the bin. Remember, it does have ink all over it. And then I'm going to line this back up directly over what I have just stamped. Now this will be interesting because it is around the camera, so I can't get a clear view of lining it up. So let's see how we go. There we go. That was perfect. Awesome. Okay, so that gives you the two different colours on your set, and you can see it hasn't picked up in some spots just the way it inked up then, but I actually really like that look where you can see a couple of colours come through. I really like it. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is pop that inside the card. I'm just going to snip off this because the DSP is a little bit longer than it should be. So we're just going to adhere that down to the inside of the card. Oh, hang on. I'm going to pop that on here first, aren't I? Need to put that on the pool party piece, which I believe is 4 inches and 5 3/4. And then just drop it down from there to 3 7/8 for your white piece by 5 5/8. But again, all the measurements will be on my blog during the week. Okay, and we're going to pop this in here with just that little edge around, and that's the inside of the card done. So you can see that you're the cherry to my sundae. You can see through in the little ice creams at the side. Okay, so as you can see on this one, I've done the you're the cherry to my sundae on the outside, and I've made this ice cream with a wink of Stella on the top, which makes the icing look super cool. I really like it. But for this one, I'm actually going to make a little sundae. So the Framelits allow you to do that because they have this little sundae bowl, and you'd use the same piece that you use for your ice creams here to build your sundae, and these are the chocolate, is the chocolate topping that you can have running down, and little spoons and those kinds of things. So what you're going to do is I've used the DSP to coordinate my colours, and I've cut this one in early espresso, the icing, and the green is pear pizzazz. I'm just going to get a little bit of Tombow, just run it across the top there. You don't need loads. And then just adhere your icing down. Topping, icing, topping, whichever one you want to call it. And then I'm going to go over that with our Wink of Stella Clear. I love these pens. Can't get enough of Wink of Stella. Beautiful for just a little bit of glitter. So I'm just going to colour that in. And normally, like the other thing you can do is use the fine tip glue pen and it will leave, you know, a nice coating over this as well and make it all shiny. But then you need to leave it to dry. But I actually found that the Wink of Stella just does such a pretty job with it anyway. So I haven't bothered doing the fine tip glue pen on this. So I have already cut on the Big Shot my little Sunday bowl. Now this is the Designer Series paper on the back of the confetti, and I've just used a scrap to cut this, but I just didn't want it super thin like the Designer Series paper. So what I thought I would do is I cut another bowl in the crumb cake, and I'm just going to stick those together to just make it a little bit thicker. Just like that. And then we're going to build our sundae. So I also have the Peekaboo Peach and another little pool party ice cream. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to apply adhesive down the bottom here, and I'm going to tuck the scoop behind the sundae so it looks like an ice cream scoop. Because, you know, most sundaes don't have it sitting on the outside. And I'll put the green one in here as well. And I'm going to tuck that behind the Peekaboo Peach one. Somebody's getting a yummy sundae for dessert. I might just move that one across slightly. And then I actually cut a little spoon as well. Now I'm trying to decide, I haven't used the spoon before, so I'm actually tempted to, let me just play here for a second, pop that. I might pop that slightly. Oh, this is going to be tricky. I'm going to pop this so it's sitting kind of in the sundae a bit. I don't want it sticking all the way out. And I've just cut that in our smoky slate. So just like that. And then, I need 5 hands. I'm going to do my final sundae scoop. This is such a fun set, guys. I absolutely love this set. So there, just like that. I might have to press that for a second because the spoon is stopping it from adhering. So there is my gorgeous little sundae. Isn't it cute? I love it. And we also, the dies have these tiny little cherries that you can cut as well. So that's what I've done. And then I think all I'm going to do is pop that up on a dimensional or two straight onto my card. So just like that. And I'm going to pop it right there. So then you can see the decoration on the outside, the sentiment on the inside that says, "You're the cherry to my sundae," and there is that cute little card all done. So a similar version to this one, but again, a little bit different. And, you know, we have happy birthday in that sentiment and all those kinds of things, so you can change that up a bit. You can add more bits. One of the fun things to do would be to add some of these little embellishments, which I might do off camera because they are tiny. Can you see how little that is? And they are super fiddly to do when I don't have a camera in front of me, so I'm not going to risk it while I do have a camera in front of me. So there you go, everyone. I hope you really, really like that. I will be back next week to do another video for you all being well, and that, you know, nobody gets sick this time. I hope you really enjoyed that. I hope you're having a play with some of the cards that I'm teaching you to make. I hope that you get in there and have a bit of a go yourself with whatever supplies that you've got. This will work with anything. Like I said, I did it with this card for one of the classes the other week. So you can actually do these ones with pretty much anything. And they're really, really effective. I've got another idea for another one in mind. So if I get that done, you may see that up on my Facebook page. So yeah, I hope you really like that, ladies. And have a really, really good night. And hopefully see you all soon. Bye.